I didn't choose being born. I didn't sign up for that. There was no statement in my birthal contract that I had to be an adult. Was that in the tiny fine print?
Written in the uterine wall.
Oh, written on the uterine wall. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Don't bump. Love you. Well, greetings, nerdlings. Yeah, that's going to be in the B-roll later. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well today. I am still combating the heat that's slowly creeping back into Arkansas. I'm burning up. It's hot. So if I start chugging water midway through this, just don't worry about me. It's okay. I'm not dying, I promise. I'm very thirsty and hot. Anyway, so today's topic is parental espionage. Is it an okay or an absolutely no way? We will be discussing this. But first, our weird holiday for the day is Pigs in a Blanket Day, which, fun fact, pork is the most consumed protein on the planet. Chicken came in second. Beef actually came in third, surprisingly enough. I'm not sure how many people would agree with that down here in the South because beef is a pretty big thing. But hey, statistics are statistics. And funny thing about pork, pigs can actually squeal louder than a jet engine. Pigs have been known to squeal up to 130 decibels, which a jet engine only comes up to about 120. So please be careful when you're going to the pig farm. Don't make a bunch of them upset, otherwise you'll probably go deaf. Hi. Hello, Michelle. Hi, baby. Speaking of squealing, if you're a James Bond fan, it is your turn to squeal because tomorrow on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, they're going to be announcing a new James Bond movie, which will be movie number 25. 25th James Bond movie coming out soon. They're releasing casting details and having a Q&A session tomorrow at 7:10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So either tune into YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Look up James Bond. You'll find the live stream for that. They're going to be releasing cast members and more details on that in the morning. I personally, and I'll probably lose a lot of nerd points for this, but I have never seen any of the James Bond movies. But I am sort of an expert on spying, which brings us to today's topic. When is it okay to spy on your kids? Now, there are very good arguments to the yes and the no on this subject. For me personally, I ride kind of a middle line. Yes, because I want to, one, keep my kids safe and healthy, and two, she's not an adult yet, which means I need to know as a parent if there is something going on that could possibly harm her, get her into legal troubles. There are certain times I do believe that it is necessary. Now, am I saying that you should be a helicopter parent? Absolutely not. I don't believe in helicopter parenting. I do believe that children should be allowed to make some mistakes on their own within a certain construct. There has to be boundaries that you as a parent do not want to cross with your children. And there's also boundaries that your children cannot cross with you. This is where open communication and trust come into play. How much are you willing to trust your children? If you think that you can't trust them at all and helicopter parenting is what is necessary, that you have to be on guard at all times and always snooping around in their private stuff, if that's how you feel it should be done, that's what should be done. However, that's a double-edged sword. When does it become an issue of invasion of privacy? Honestly, I don't think it's an invasion of privacy. Unless your children have already graduated high school, you are still within legal obligations to be all up in their business. Because you have to make sure that your children are provided for and safe. And we all know that children do not always make the best of choices. This is where I believe that sometimes parental espionage is necessary. I know that in the past, my daughter has had a problem with lying, and I have found out that she has lied through parental espionage. For me as a parent, one of my boundaries is you do not lie to me. You keep open communication with me. And if I feel that you are not keeping open communication with me, I have the right to go into your private things and find the answer. If you are not willing to be forthcoming with me, I will find the answer. I would rather you come to me and tell me yourself. I've always been upfront with my child about everything. I don't keep anything from her. I have no secrets with her. I've always made it clear to keep open communication and you'll get in less trouble. She hasn't always made the right choice, which all kids do. All kids push their boundaries. But if you feel like your child may be doing something that could potentially harm themselves or others, by all means, go through their Facebook, go through their phone, go through their room, do whatever is necessary to make sure that they are safe and that others are safe with them around your child. We just had today, in Northeast Arkansas, a child went into his school, went into the cafeteria restroom and shot himself today on campus. When things like that happen, it really makes you stop and think as a parent, what could I have done? Was there anything I could do? And with it being, April 20th was the anniversary of the Columbine shooting. 13 children lost their lives that day. And it was the first of a 20-year scene up until now where shootings have almost become a daily thing. Yeah, exactly. It's become commonplace. And it's scary. And as parents, we have to figure out what we can do to make sure that our kids stay safe. I know that I recently watched a TED Talk with one of the mothers of one of the Columbine shooters. And if you have a chance, look that up. It's a great piece, and she does very well presenting herself. And what hit me the most was, when she said that, people were looking at me, well, you should have done more, you should have done more. Why didn't you see it? Why couldn't you see it? And she had asked herself that same thing over and over and over again. I should have done this. I could have done this. Why didn't I do this? It's sometimes necessary to invade your child's privacy if you feel like it's necessary, if they're not being forthcoming with you and you really feel something's wrong, like beyond the normal teenage drama stuff, like whose boyfriend is fighting with who, and what girl isn't best friends with what girl that day. That's normal teenage drama. Parental espionage is necessary to ensure our children's safety. Then I 100% agree with that. And I will stand by that. I also stand by parental espionage when it comes to my daughter's education. Like, her school has a website where you can go on there and you can check their grades. You can see what kind of assignments they're doing. You can see what grades they're making on them, what their current grade is. Like, you don't have to wait until, progress reports or report cards come out. You can actually keep track of it as they go. And I check that periodically. I check it at least once a week, because I want to make sure that my daughter is staying on track with her education, because education is very important to me. I went to college later in life, and I know how hard it was for me. And I didn't do so hot in high school because I was honestly just bored to tears, and I just didn't care. And I know how hard it is to function in the adult world if you don't have a decent education. So I'm all about keeping track of my daughter's grades and making sure that she's staying focused, and I encourage her and I kick her butt when she needs it, when she's, slacking off and not doing her work, not turning in her homework. It's very important as a parent to stay involved. You have to stay involved in your kids' lives. You cannot be 100%, free range parent. It's just, that's not how it works. I applaud parents who have somehow made that work, because a lot of us, we have no clue how that works, because there's tantrums and school drama, and the world we live in right now is super energized with a lot of negative energy, and that makes it even harder as a parent, because not only are we having to deal with our own children, but we're also having to worry about the situations they're in as well, and that requires a lot of hawk-eyeing. The only thing that I can encourage parents is constantly reassure your kids that you are an open book. Don't close communication with your kid. It's vital. They need to know that no matter what they come to you with, that you are willing to have a dialogue with them. Because once you seal that off, you can't get it back. The moment they think that you cannot be trusted with important information, or even the small stuff that you might think is small, if they can't trust you with it, they won't trust you with the big stuff. And that's when you have to really start invading their privacy. I really encourage parents to get involved with their kids. You don't have to be your kid's best friend, but you can have the kind of relationship with your children that they would feel just as comfortable talking to you about things as they would with their best friend. I've always told my daughter, it doesn't matter if it's big or small. Always come to me and talk to me if you feel like you need someone to talk to. I am open all the time. That is part of my job as a mother. I am here for you. I am 100% your cheerleader, and I will encourage you, and I will discourage you from negative behaviors, and I will cheer you on in your successes, and I'll try and help you through your failures. Anything that I have to do to ensure that your three goals as a parent for me: happy, healthy, safe. Happy, healthy, safe. Are they going to be happy 100% of the time? No. No. But healthy and safe, yes, that can be achieved. And there is a way to keep them happy without giving in to them. And it's all about how you communicate with your kids. If you communicate with your kids openly, there should be no need for parental espionage. As long as it's going both ways. But a parent's got to do what a parent's got to do. And I'm not going to shame anyone on how they parent their children. What may work for me may not work for somebody else. Every child's different. Every parenting style is different. Every person is different. You have to tailor things to what works best for you and your children. For me, open communication is what helps me to prevent from having to use parental espionage. But I'm not below it. Hi, Mandy. I love you guys so much. Let me know what you think. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? How is your relationship with your children? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications of when I go live or when I post. As always, stay nerdy, friends. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.